Hey everybody, this is the Amir here, and I'm a Dota 2 player. I've been playing the game for many years. I started playing it when it was a custom map in the Warcraft 3 game, and I've always been in love with the game. I don't play any other game, and I'm totally in love with it. And today's video, I want to talk about like how maybe we can improve the Dota 2 pro scene, because we're having some few issues with it. Some of the main issues, which is something that Duracio brought up recently, is most of the tournaments, like a Dream League and PGL and ESL, well, most of them, they don't have live audience that the players can interact with. And just like any other sport, live audience actually brings something into the thrill, which is the word that Duracio had actually used, to the thrill of the competition, the esports scene. Win or lose, you still have people rooting for you, some people rooting against you, and that's all part of it. And unfortunately, a lot of these tournaments are not having much live audience, and also for us too. We would love to go watch these people actually play the game and maybe meet them and maybe get a signature, take a photo, whatever it is. And I feel we are being stripped of that. Another issue which has been brought up so many times, the lack of support for tier 2 teams. And this is kind of a tough one too, because being on the competitive scene could be a little bit costly for salary reasons and maybe travel reasons, and which is something I'm going to be touch on later in my suggestion for the solution. And number three is the lack of Valve involvement. I feel this one is the biggest one, where recently they have kind of let go of organizing things, except for the international, because it's such a big event that they can't let go of it. They can't be not hosting it or taking charge of it. And I've actually looked into the DPC format, and let's read into it a little bit. It says right here the DPC format has seasons. A single competitive season of the Dota 2 Pro Circuit spans approximately one calendar year, commencing in autumn, concluding in the summer. And it says a single tour is comprised of one regional league and one major tournament. I'm proposing something very similar to this one, but it's a little bit different structure. And it says that these tours offer competing teams the opportunity to earn DPC points, the most reliable path for consistent teams to secure invitations to the international. Um, and here they kind of talk about them a little bit, and they go more into depth of asking, answering questions, whatever. But the last time that they did something similar like this was back in 2023, where we had summer regional league and then a major Berlin major, spring league, and you get the idea of it. Like they do a league and then a league and then a major, and then it kind of stopped after that. I'm not so sure what was the reasoning for not continuing doing that. I don't know if it was working. To be honest, a lot of people are confused. Nobody knows how DPC is working right now. So I have my own suggestion, or maybe a new formula to how to organize things. And I would like to get everyone's opinion, maybe feedback, maybe you add to it, maybe we should take this stuff, but it goes like this. So we're going to maintain something that they already established. We're going to have 6 major regions: North America, South America, Europe West, Europe East, China, Southeast Asia. And then I put on top right here, there's Asian major, Europe major, and American major. The way I'm suggesting or proposing to structure all of these leagues is we're going to have 2 regions play at the same time. Sorry, there was a cat here because I'm petting my cat. So we're going to have the North American League and the South American League playing at the same time. And then European West and Europe East at the same time. You get the idea. But we're going to divide our calendar year into 4 quarters. In the first quarter, we're going to be busy with the American major. That's when the North American League is playing, South American League is playing. Each league has 16 teams. So League A, 16, League B, 16 teams. And it looks like this. The top 8 performing teams of each league will qualify to the major, which is going to be the playoffs, to find out who's going to be the American major champion. The bottom 8 teams, obviously they don't qualify to the major. The major would be the live event, and it would take place whether in North America and South America, whichever, maybe they alternate every year. one time up north, one time down south. But the structure is that the top 8 teams from each league, they qualify to the major, which will be taking place over the course of 4 days: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the structure of the major, the playoffs, will look something like this. Now, at first sight, this might be a little bit overwhelming, too many words, but if you give me a minute or two, I will explain in details what we're looking at. So we can see here on both sides we have day one. That's the round of 16. So the first position team of League A will play against the fifth position in League B. The second in A against the sixth in B, and that's how they're going to be matched. And you get the idea. Third of A, seventh with B, fourth of A. You get the idea. That's on the round of 16. It's the first day. As we make it to the second day, the winners of this series will play in the quarterfinals. On the second day of the quarterfinals, we're going to have 8 teams. 4 of these teams that win will qualify to the semifinals, but those teams that make it to the semifinals are automatically qualified to play in the international. They have a direct invite. They secured their position at the international. The losers from the second day or the quarterfinals will have a chance to play against each other, which is right here highlighted. The loser will play for a wild card position on both sides. So the losers of day 2 will play on day 3 to see if they still qualify for the international, right? But they don't move forward in the tournament. On the third day, which is the semifinals, we're going to have 2 teams that qualify to the final, which one of them is going to be crowned the major champion. And then 2 teams will play for third and fourth place position for prize reasons. They're not necessarily, it's obviously prestige and yada yada. So after the major concludes, we're going to end up with a major champion, second place, third place, fourth place. So 4 teams qualified to the international, and then 2 wildcard teams that have also fought their way into the international. And we're going to do the same structure of the leagues and the same structure of the major. We're going to apply it to each region. So by the time we get to the international, we are going to have an American major champion, a European major champion, and an Asian major champion. And it looks something like this. So from each major, we're going to have 6 teams that qualify into the international. And that leaves us with 18 teams at the international. But let's say the first quarter of the year, we worry about the American League, American Major. It concludes, we have a winner, and that's when we move on to the European Major. Same thing. We have a winner, concludes. We move to the Asian Major, concludes, and then we make it to the international. Now, what I'm proposing to have at the international is a very similar structure to what we had in the regional leagues, which is Group A and Group B, 9 teams. The bottom teams on both groups, the bottom team will obviously not move forward into the playoffs, and the top 8 teams actually will make it to the playoffs, and they will compete against each other. It could be a similar structure to what I was suggesting or proposing in the major playoffs, or we can still stick to the lower bracket, upper bracket. It seems that people love it. I personally love it. I'm not opposed to it. I'm just throwing an idea leading up to the international. Now let's go back a couple of steps though. You might wonder, okay, so let's say I'm in North America and I'm participating in the league. So I'm playing in the American League, and then maybe I'll make it to the playoffs, to the American Major. I win, I don't win, lose. It doesn't matter where you're at. During that time, which approximately is going to be 10 weeks, 8 weeks for the league, into a week break, and then a week for the major. So for 10 weeks, my team in North America or South America, I'm going to be locked in my region. I can't participate in any other tournament. What if there's like a third party organization like Dream League or PGL or ESL1? They're hosting their own tournament. Well, those tournaments, I can participate in them as a team when I am off season, when my league concludes, when my major concludes. That's when I can participate in them if I get an invite or not. But hypothetically, let's say I get invited to participate in one of them, my team is not allowed to step out of the league, step out of the major to play at those. I have to stay within my league. Once it's off season, then I can go play in them. And this applies to every single region. Obviously, when it's the international, there is no third party organizations happening unless it's like local land. You know, you get the idea. So what I'm proposing is something similar that they have already in their format here, which they don't stick into it. The seasons and tours. We're not gonna have Division 1 or Division 2. We're just gonna have regions: Region A, Region B, uh, or like you get the idea. Playing at the same time, and I would like to maybe this happen. It seems exciting because then we would be like any other sport. We would have like consistent games at the highest level. There might be a question: is how do they fund this? We can all go back to the two-word the battle pass. The fans seems they would want it back. It would fund a lot of these majors. The international money is not the issue. Actually, it's the willingness to commit into it. That's what I believe. I'm not in the Valve offices. I'm not so sure what they're thinking. Maybe they're too busy with other projects. But the Dota 2 community seems like it's been very, very consistent for years, and we've been having the same requests. Um, and I would like to see some structure into the Dota 2 pro scene, um, to not let the game necessarily die. I don't think Dota 2 is dying as a game in general. The game is still fun. Obviously, I've been playing it for years and I still enjoy it to this day. But the Dota 2 pro scene could benefit from a boost or a restructure or a community coming together and trying to figure it out because we all love it. And if you guys like my suggestion, my proposal, you have questions, you have comments, you have any ideas we can add to it, maybe so we can take out some things, please leave it in the comment section below.